Welcome back, Dungeoneers. It's Sunday afternoon, and that can only mean one thing. It's time to play Dungeons and Dragons. You're watching Dice and Dungeons, and I'm here at the table with...
I'm David Wong. I play... Well, I used to. I decided that now an AI will play Nines at Tabaxi Bard.
Uh-oh. It might get better.
Or it could be a lot worse. Or just not make any sense at all.
I'm Nicole Bates. I play Sorion Sewell, the changeable droid, who is AI generated.
I'm Greg. I'm playing ulseth Ralph. Apparently, I'm just like a hologram or a simulation and not really here at all.
Are you the Matrix?
I'm a furbog fighter, by the way.
Is the furbog fighter in the Matrix?
Yes.
And I'm Alexis Bates, your emergency medical dungeon master. If you like emergency medical dungeon masters, then
who doesn't? That's my favorite search result.
Then you're gonna find a lot of that, maybe you won't, on our Patreon page. You can head over to our Patreon page, which is patreon.com/dice and dungeons, where we put up DM notes where I reflect on previous episodes and give you insights into my DMing style and techniques. We also put up our improv warm-ups, our level up videos, where you find out like what exactly they chose and why they chose it. And most importantly, or actually least importantly, we just started a new thing today where we're asking AI, which is why we're making a bunch of AI-related jokes, to write us a theme song based on our party name of Midnight Brunch. We read the first one, and it was awful.
Let's just say our swords are forks.
The dragons are pancakes.
And the forced rhyme doesn't even work.
No, it doesn't. It's just bad. It tries to rhyme forks with talks, and it doesn't work.
Maybe in your world where they don't.
So
similar.
If you want to hear the results of those songs and a bunch of other stupid stuff and the occasional bit of enlightening, head on over to patreon.com/dice and dungeons and sign up to be a Patreon member. We'd appreciate it, and hopefully we'll make you laugh a little more.
Mm-hmm.
Sorry, I typed in the shirt design and it does not know English very well.
You got dragoons.
You know what does know English well?
What's that?
How many different ways can you misspell dragons?
Just ignoring them. Who does know English well are the people at Geekified.
Wow. How well do they know English?
Well, you can find out by going to their Facebook page for one of their live auctions at facebook.com/Geekified Vinton.
There you go.
Mm-hmm. I'm very thrown off because you swapped who's doing what today.
I did.
They do live auctions for things like Magic cards, Pokemon cards, all sorts of nerdy paraphernalia. Mm-hmm. What else do you usually say in these? I'm very out of my depth here.
I think you pretty much covered it.
Oh, good.
Yeah, you're doing a fine job. I really put you on the spot.
Yeah.
So just go there and buy things.
They're great. Mm-hmm. Dungeoneers.
Thanks, Geekified, for supporting us. Sorry about that. So, on that note, Dungeoneers, let's roll. last week on Dyson Dungeons, the decision to uncover what led to their new-ish status as criminals found Midnight Brunch held captive by none other than the Tashira Noon. They managed to escape their cell, put a powerful Gaius on a guard, forcing her to help them, and stole an entire Class 10 Fervent Crystal.
It's not like it was bolted down or anything.
The really big kind. Which I didn't actually put in there for that to happen, but whatever. We rejoin them as they climb the stairs to the next floor and decide where to go next. Now, specifically, I'm going to pull the map back up here, because this is exactly where we left off. Haven't touched anything.
And there's another crystal outside. We should steal that.
You all...
Oh, she took it away.
It's not part of
Let's see. Here's a good pointy object.
It's in my tent, so it should be like...
No.
So you all are here.
Yes.
Some of us are in
And
the door and some are on the outside.
This is the door down to the lowest level. Some of you are behind it. In order, it is Ulseth, Holwyn, and Nines pulling up the rear behind the door. In front of the door is the guard that you put a Gaius on, and her name is?
Sonara.
Good job. And Soria, who is currently appearing as
My name is Soria.
the other guard that you
I don't know that name.
subdued.
I whispered to Sonara, what's my name?
Your name, since I didn't name all these people, is going to be Chaz.
Another one?
Yeah.
With a Z or an S.
2 Z's.
Yeah, 2 Z's. Chaz with 2 Z's.
Does every Chaz have a
Is that-
vanity license plate?
Is that short for Chasworth?
No, Chazwick.
Chaswick. Okay.
Yeah, it's short for Chaswick. So that's the lineup here, and this all sort of matters because you know that there's at least 2 guards on this floor. You detected 2 separate people up here.
And we know there's 6 in the building, counting the 2 of us. Because Sonara said there were 6.
Yes. And that she was not aware of all their current locations.
Oh, you should probably ask how the place gets sealed up. Because you couldn't escape last time.
Oh, that's right. We tried to go through the window and we bounced
Well,
off.
no, we didn't. We were outside getting food.
Right.
And to remind
Soria bounced off the window.
mostly the viewers here, but also to the players, the way that this is working is a sort of turn-based action and movement system. The players are not in any initiative order. It just goes players, then environment. Players and environment. This is a pretty old technique. We haven't used it on the show before, but it's been around for a long time in tabletop gaming. And a lot of people are probably familiar with this sort of technique if you play in turn-based mode on Baldur's Gate 3. Since apparently everyone in the world has played Baldur's Gate 3, that should help you become familiar with the sort of play style that we're engaging in at this moment. So that's how this is playing out. You guys have just come up top.
Up top.
It is now your sort of turn to move. You can hear guards, and in fact, you can see one.
Dude, what are they talking about?
And we are gonna reuse that guy. There. Okay. You know that those 2 are on this floor. You can hear the one on the far side currently talking. That's how you know that he's over there. And it seems like they're just sort of, having some small talk.
Bantering.
Just a bit of banter back and forth. It sounds like they might be talking about something that happened with a local sports team.
Are they talking in a language I didn't understand? Like, when I was an Ox, I remember that someone was speaking in a language I didn't know.
Not currently.
Okay.
And you have your hat, right?
Helm, yeah.
Yeah. That I'd forgotten about. You have your helm of comprehend languages.
Which I'll have turned on.
Does it make a noise when you turn it on?
Really loudly and just stays there.
So long.
You can understand languages, but you can't hear them because of the noise.
What?
Yeah, that's how magic items are.
This is how
really
fraudulent magic items work.
It also shakes a lot.
Oh, well, it
you
does
get that from a
that.
discount
I can see the court case on this. Well, it absolutely does it, Your Honor. Well, how does it do it? Well, you have to be able to hear it. Well, you can't hear anything. It's an unfortunate reality of the design.
Is there like a wish.com for magic items in this world? Like
You've been there.
It's called the Republic.
It's called the discount bin.
Yeah.
That's not the same. That's just clearance stuff that the store can't sell.
All right.
So what do we do?
So, I will whisper to Zanara.
Okay.
How do we get up to the next floor?
Well, you're going to need a key, and only these two have the keys to that floor. This place is locked up really tight. The people on the upper floor, they don't have the keys to get out. Only the people on this floor have the keys to go up there.
Well, they have to use the bathroom.
There's a bathroom up there.
What if it's not as good as the other bathrooms?
It's the nicest bathroom in the house.
And you have to go upstairs for that?
You're on the other side
Yeah.
of the door.
I mean, if anyone can be heard through the door, it's Nines.
Nines, yeah. And none of these guards would suspect anything when they hear talking through the door.
And she then goes on, and the only way to open the front door is to get the keys from the people in the upstairs. People in the basement, well, we're the only ones that have the key to, one, the basement door, and the bedroom door.
Where is the door?
Oh, it's just... She points at the other door, which is a steel-hardened door.
So do the people who own this, get all their knowledge of how buildings work from old MS-DOS point-and-click adventure games? Do we befriend the rat that was in the present? Because we need to do that if we want to beat this game.
Yeah, if you miss one thing, can't beat the game.
Mm-hmm.
That's how it goes.
I whisper through the door. You who are Zoria, who's really Chaz.
Chaswick.
Oh, you're going by your full name.
In a professional setting.
Oh, okay. You who are Chaswick.
Yeah.
Can we come in yet?
There's guards up here.
So,
Should knock them out.
They have the keys to get upstairs.
do we want to go upstairs?
Yes.
Then we should get the keys.
Oh, you know what? I'm gonna go back through the door, so I'm not just standing here whispering through a door.
Sonara
What's
goes,
going on?
yeah, all right, we can do that.
All right. I go back on the other side of the door so that we're...
Oh. Now I can just whisper to you without the door.
Yeah.
So did you knock out the guards already?
No.
Why not?
With what?
Well, you're...
You have a weapon.
My staff?
Doesn't did we not loot anything from the guards?
just some knockout potion.
Also has all the knockout potion.
Well, you should have him knock people out.
With his sword?
Okay.
Whatever he has handy, I don't know.
Okay.
We need to go up, so we need to get the key.
Yes. There's at least 2 guards on that floor.
Okay.
So we can either. Here's another option. We can try to pick the lock.
We could try to pick the lock rather than
Alert more guards.
Do you think you could sneak over to the door and pick the lock without being noticed by the guards, even if you look like a guard?
Probably.
Do you want us to be behind you to back you up, or shall we stay behind the door?
What do you feel most comfortable with?
Violence. As a player.
Oh. As a badger? Also violent.
Yes. Badgers are known for their violence.
True.
So do you want to search this whole floor, or just go through the door to the bait?
There's probably good stuff here.
All the good stuff's gonna be up top. In the magically sealed room.
Okay. Well, why do not you go in to try to pick the door, but leave this door slightly open so that we can rush in and save you if you say the safety word.
Which is, oh shit, I'm being attacked.
That's
Wait,
more
does
than
this
one
door-
word, but it will work.
Does this door lock if it closes, or is it unlocked now?
It's unlocked right now, I believe.
How does this? Is it a magic door? Like a self-locking door?
I mean, it's just keys, and the instructions are to lock it behind you when you go down. Basically, it's to just... The idea here, by separating all sorts of access points and levels with you need one person here to do this kind of stuff, is that you can't breach everything.
Okay.
That's kind of the idea.
So leave the door kind of sneaky open.
We'll
And
crack.
it also... It also indicates a level of distrust even among the people who are working there to like compartmentalize access points this much.
Alright.
Okay. I draw my weapons so that I'm ready to burst through the door if there's a call for help. And it looks like, fortunately, if I burst through the door, I also block the passage with
A
the
fair
door.
bit. So, we're leaving the door cracked open so they can see and hear what's going on. Sonara's gonna watch my back, and I'm gonna try and pick the lock.
Okay. Sure.
Although, before that, I am going to cast Detect Magic on myself. So I can see if there's, like, magic traps or alarms on the door.
Are you using a spell slot?
Yeah.
Or okay, you are?
Yeah.
You're not taking 10 minutes to cast?
No.
I mean,
Why not?
I figured I'd ask because you guys took like almost 15 minutes downstairs to rapidly unbolt an entire fervent crystal.
Yeah, but,
So I'm not sure.
That was a fervent crystal. This is just a door.
yeah.
Fair enough.
There could be anything behind that door. There could be a fervent crystal
I'm
back there.
activating Detect Magic, which I get for the next 10 minutes, and I'm going to be keeping an eye out for magical traps
Okay.
as I go up to the door.
Sure. You don't sense any magical traps.
Or alarms, or...
You sense a lot of abjuration magic on a lot of stuff.
The door, or just all... I know the windows, obviously.
On this door, no.
The door does not have abjuration magic on.
This one does not, no.
Okay.
The
outside windows.
the outside windows, the outside door,
Yeah.
which is
This one.
over there, yep.
That was pretty clear when I tried to ram it with as an ox.
Yeah, that has abjuration magic protecting it. All the walls do. You sense it coming from the door down to the basement.
Okay, but since we used the key, we should be...
Yeah, everything seems all
Okay.
right.
I'm gonna try and pick the lock then, quietly.
Okay.
Still have passive out trays.
Yeah.
Yes.
I should be within range.
Let's see. Well, that would have run out. No, it's an hour on that one, isn't it?
Yeah, it's on 1 hour.
I had Detect Magic 10 minutes in my head. but Pass Without Trace is an hour. So you still have that up. That's coming from Holwyn, as a reminder.
Yeah.
So this is your action on the player's turn. And do you guys have any action that you want to do? I know the plan is to just stand here.
Yeah,
But I just want to double check.
I'm standing
Give me-
right by the door.
Give me
with my
silent
weapons
inspiration.
drawn,
I really don't think that's a thing.
ready when there's any
I think
sign
I
of
do actually
distress
have to make a
to
noise.
burst
Really?
through the door. And
Yes, you have to be able to hear me.
I'm able to hear you. That doesn't mean you have to make a noise. I just have to be able to hear you.
I,
Can you just give me inspiration with silent thumbs up? You can do this. It just says I have to be capable. This is really rules lawyery here, but I'm
Okay, so-
arguing on my behalf.
So I have a little bit of an issue with the phrasing on that.
the full thing for Bardic Inspiration as a bonus action. A creature other than me within 60 feet that can hear you gains an inspiration of 1d8.
So
That heavily implies a noise.
it does, but I do have kind of an issue with that construction. That would mean that if a character was permanently deaf,
They could not.
they
be
could never
inspired.
receive
inspired.
bardic inspiration, which I don't think was thought through in the rules construction, nor do I think it was necessarily intended.
However, they would probably also be immune to things like, by that rule reading, they would be immune to things like sound-based charm effects, things like that.
Yeah. So, I mean, it's possible that's intended.
Yes, but
That's-
under this, if I just juggled something in front of you, the only way you'd be inspired is if you could hear the balls falling into my arm or my hands.
I
I
or
mean,
falling on the floor.
Yeah, or falling on the floor.
I would say that with bardic inspiration, given that it's like a party member thing, if you had a party member who, I'm just playing this out right now, if you had a party member in your group that was, say, deaf, or maybe in another interpretation, in another situation, blind, or both, and they were part of your group, wouldn't you figure out some way to impart inspiring emotions upon them? Mm-hmm. Wouldn't you figure out a way to communicate with them?
Yeah.
And so I think that for this case right now, you are currently unable to inspire Soria because you have no way of communicating that inspiring act. You're behind a door, around a corner.
What if before I left the room, he whispered, "You can do this"?
If that were to happen, yes.
Are you going to come back?
All right, I run back to the door. You whisper through the crack. Your inspiring words. What? Says you can do it. It's very inspiring.
Sure. Yeah.
We're supposed to be quiet.
No, I don't.
Oh, let me see that.
I didn't get a signature though. Do you know how to spell your name?
It's just going to be a cat face, isn't it?
A badger face?
How do you draw a cat?
A circle,
with two triangles.
Okay. So am I inspired?
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm going to say that
Pass this to the DM.
I don't really like why are you telling me I suck?
It's just a general you suck. It's not aimed at anyone.
Oh, okay.
Slide that in my journal.
This is my permanent ruling here on future situations for bardic inspiration.
Whenever Zoria looks at that note I wrote, she gets a 1d8 inspiration at no cost to me. Great ruling.
It's been
That's why you're the DM.
It is pretty nice.
I'm just looking at it all the time.
So inspired. Why
I'm,
don't more bards paint?
I'm writing down the permanent inspiration.
You don't have a note.
God, this is why she's the best DM.
So what's the permanent inspiration rule that I should write down?
None.
Yeah, there is none.
I have the note. You don't.
Yeah. You can only draw one note.
No, this is the rule, not the note.
I'm going to say that if you can communicate an inspiring message to someone, then you can cast bardic inspiration on them. Situationally, that may require more than a bonus action. So, for example, writing a full note out and handing it to someone would take that's your standard action.
That took at least 6 seconds. So,
and should one of you become injured in some way, lose your ability to hear, then I'm not going to limit bardic inspiration to you have to hear among the party members. I don't actually think that makes any sense. Even if it was the intention of the original rules drafters, like, oh yeah, you might be deaf and lose this, but then you're immune to other conditions. I don't think that's how bardic inspiration as an ability should work or is intended to work, because that just doesn't make sense. The idea of the ability is to, give confidence to your party members. And if being deaf in this case, if being deaf in this example means that you can't be given confidence by someone else, I think that's a load of crap. So that's how it's going to function from now on. If you can communicate it, you can inspire someone. And if they can receive that communication, they can be inspired. Good?
Yep. So
I wrote it all down.
I'm picking.
That's
I'm
the permanent inspiration rule.
picking this lock.
you don't have to roll the inspiration right away
Oh yeah.
Yeah, you can hold it.
for 10 minutes. You can hold it because it's a note.
All right. Ready? Can I?
Yep.
All right. Here I go.
I wrote you a letter. You can read it on the bus. If you understand what that joke is, you lived through the 90s.
You
And
also watch
Wow.
TV that no one else watched.
and you watched a program that nobody else did.
What did you do with my bardic inspiration?
You gave me a +1.
I gave you a D8. You chose the +1 with your negative attitude.
Your handwriting could be better.
Yes, I know that. I spent all my life in primary school learning that.
So what do we
I
have?
was there for quite a few of those criticisms of your handwriting, too.
And know what I told them? I can just type it on a computer.
I got a 14.
You don't unlock the door. So that takes your turn. It's now the environment's turn.
Hey, I didn't take the rest of my turn.
You spent
I
your
was-
turn writing a letter.
I
I have some movement, and I'm peeking through the door, and I'm like, just giving shrugs at you, just
I'm too busy doing this to see.
like pointing at the note. I don't know how I'm pointing at it, just like,
okay.
you was lucky.
That's ulseth.
You both look alike.
I look
Soria.
like Chaswick.
I need you to make
A stealth check.
a stealth check.
At disadvantage.
Why would I?
No, it's not a disadvantage. Picking locks isn't particularly loud.
Depends how you do
I
it.
have pass without trace still.
Yeah.
I'm within range, right? Yeah. It's 30 feet.
Yep.
14. Rolled a 3. I am bad at rolling this last
Okay.
couple sessions.
We should have saved your bardic inspiration for that.
Well, I thought I would get more than a 1 on the bardic inspiration.
Okay.
Is it the lock picking, or is it the swearing Zorya's doing as she fails to unlock?
Clang, clang, clang. I'm hammering the lockpick in.
Okay, that's the movement. They both move closer to you.
Could they hear them move?
And I'm going to take a minute. I realized I didn't do this last session for our ear watchers to kind of describe the scene here. Describing the full lower dungeon area, there was a lot going on. So I apologize for not doing this down there. In this area, it is a much simpler space. So it's roughly a square sort of building with rounded corners. In the center of this, so there's sort of a ring of a hallway around the outside, and in the center there are walls that form a U structure where the open end is towards the front door, and on the bottom side of that U there is a door. And right now Soria and Sonara are in the little hallway where the door at the bottom of the U and the door from the basement and the door that goes upstairs all kind of meet, and the guards have now moved closer to where you are. You can hear their footsteps.
Can you
It's your
describe
turn.
the footsteps? Like, are they clown shoes? Like, you hear a honk every time one takes a step, so like they don't sneak up on each other.
No, they just sound like leather boots.
On tile.
Yeah.
Okay. So I click my heels, turn on my boots of farting,
Okay. Sure.
and because I hear them coming, so I know I don't have time to try again.
So you're just gonna fart?
So I'm gonna get a cover story for why I'm up here. And I will come around the corner with the farts happening. Just be like, oh. Do not come back here. The prisoners ate something awful. The whole basement is unlivable.
Excuse me.
Okay. So, all right, that's what you're going with?
It's either that or run away
Run away to where?
back to the room.
All right.
But they would definitely see me.
Final answer?
No.
No, now we
Not-
are
it's
double down on fart.
Okay, doubling down on fart.
It worked the first time, it'll work this time.
Okay. I need you to make a persuasion check at disadvantage.
Even with all the farts.
You have just tried to convince two guards that the entire basement is currently unable to be occupied because of farts. Well, you do look exactly like the guard down there, Chaz, but you all have gas masks.
Like
They're
available.
uncomfortable, though.
They're really uncomfortable.
Well, you should argue that.
But you still have them. So that's why it's at disadvantage.
Should have saved that inspiration.
I'm gonna look at the note again. Does that work?
No. The magic is burned up.
But you can keep the note. You can just...
Like, it's still,
What?
I don't know,
What?
emotionally uplifting.
What is that?
Well, it didn't make much difference.
What did you roll?
Yeah, you
A
rolled
3 and a 1.
You rolled an ulseth roll.
You said persuasion?
Why are you using your D4s?
Because ulseth has cursed me. It's a 5.
Okay. This guard, since right now, turn-based is a little bit... You're engaging,
Yeah.
right? So
I didn't get my turn.
We can't see anyone yet, so. Wait.
the three of you are sort of outside of turn-based for the moment.
Yeah.
Sonara also starts going, you're right here with the guard. He says, I don't care if their foot's rotting off and they're chewing on it for sustenance. Get back down there.
How hungry do you think our group gets? Like, it's only been like 2 hours.
Yes, sir. Sorry, sir.
You're such an idiot. And he sort of, like, slaps you upside the head. Not enough to cause any damage, just like, idiot.
Idiot program.
And then he moves back, starts moving back to the window, but keeps his eye on you to make sure that you go back.
I go back through the door.
Yeah, they do the Charlie Brown walk back.
I don't. Oh, head down.
Yeah, head down.
All right.
I wave
shuffle.
to the other guard as I go back.
He just sort of glares at you.
Okay, so
Sonara says, yeah, Chaz is... he's not great at his job.
I'm good at my job.
Yeah, you're good at your job. Chaz isn't. The real Chaz.
So
They're
it
the
turns
better
out I'm
Chaz.
bad at my job. I need Holwyn to pick this lock. Also, your inspiration was bad.
What do you mean my inspiration was bad?
So,
Maybe you
do
took
we-
it the wrong way. You suck.
I just couldn't read it. It's like
so
Let me see it.
I mean, it also said I
You
suck.
can low it? What does that mean?
and
Oh, that's a D.
It's kind of like cat scratch.
so you are Zoria.
Yeah.
From the information you have received, we cannot get out of here because we must get the key from somebody else on a different floor
Or pick the lock.
to get out of the building.
Oh, to get out of the building? I have no
Yeah.
idea how to do that.
Yeah, how do
yeah.
we get out of the building?
So
Hey, Sonara, how do you get out of this building?
You go out the front door.
Do we need a key for that?
Yeah.
Who
Do
has
we-
the key?
People on the third floor?
Just the third floor?
Well, second floor. The third floor from here? Whatever.
The top floor?
the third floor from your basement.
Yeah, it's the third from the top floor.
Yeah, the next floor up from the main floor? Whatever.
Wait,
How many?
is that the basement?
I guess it's the second floor. Because if he installed an elevator, I think he would put
But
B as basement and then L as the main floor.
well, yeah,
Because
is
it's
it
kind
L
of a
or M,
lobby.
and then the next floor up is 1?
And then it would be 2.
Why wouldn't it be 1?
Because the man's a psychopath.
Who?
The Forge.
Oh,
Oh, so is there an
He's the one who
elevator, or are
puts a
you
Gaius
just
on all of
imagining
us.
one?
yeah, that's a pretty monstrous thing to do.
Okay, so
Yeah, it wasn't exactly what I signed up for, but now I'm in a constant Gaius cycle and, can't really get out of it.
so we must unlock the door you were trying to unlock, and maybe if we have a chance, you want to heist this floor.
And is there anything good on this floor?
On the L floor?
On L in the lobby.
I mean,
Not the
I don't-
sub lobby.
I don't really think there's all that much. Just some books.
What
Oh, we
kind
should
of book?
definitely steal the books.
I mean, I don't know. I'm not much of a reader. I don't read very much.
So we should just beat the people up here.
I basically just get, a couple of books for my nephews each year, and they want me to read to them, and that's it.
So I have a plan.
Okay.
Okay, we will
What's
open
its name?
How many steps are involved?
the door to nowhere. just one.
Wait, is this part of the
No.
original plan, or is this
No.
now a sub-plan within the plan?
This
It's a
is
sub-plan.
an amendment to the plan. So I'm going to open the door,
Okay.
and you who are Holwyn and you who are Nines, you will stand and brace the door so that it stays open in case someone pushes at it from the other side. Okay?
What do you mean? But if it's open, like they'll just go around it.
No, open the door. You'll see. See how it sort of blocks things?
I mean, but they could still just go around it out here, right here.
Yeah, but it would be like difficult.
It'd be mildly annoying. Okay.
We have no choice. We must go in.
Oh, so we're just beating them up now?
We have already done that once. It worked pretty well.
Well,
Well, see if we can just like get that other person over here, and then we'll beat them up when they come to see what's going on off the door.
why don't we wait till they move towards the front again, and then we'll sneak. Holwyn can pick the lock.
Oh, you think they will?
Well, we're
go
gonna have to
away?
run into them on the way down,
Yeah.
though. What if they come up while we're heisting?
What if we go up out the chimney and
Okay, let us-
paraglide off the roof?
We don't have a paraglider.
Let's wait a day.
We don't even have one pair of
Yeah.
gliders.
You have a cloak.
No, I used a cloak.
Oh, you have a cloak that you could use as a parachute.
So do we wait? We're having
All
like
right.
a.
I'm not going up a chimney. Last time I got stuck.
Let's wait around, see where they move.
Okay. We're waiting around.
Okay.
Just chilling out.
out
Well,
there
that
and-
guy moves back to the window he was at, and the other guy it actually moves into the seating area
In here.
and is, in fact, sitting in a chair.
How can't this model move? No, he's just laying on the table. He's just tired.
He's having an existential crisis.
It's like it does smell like farts down there.
Yeah, all right.
Is
Oh,
this
my
door
gosh.
open or?
Yeah, did he go around or did he go through the door?
Oh, he went through the door, but he closed it behind him.
Okay.
You could hear
Wow.
that.
All right. Now let's sneak over to the door and Holwyn picks the lock.
Like
Okay.
all of us?
Yeah, all of us together.
Oh,
Okay.
we all walk out.
But wait, give Holwyn inspiration. This is the sound of Nines writing an inspiring note. I'll move us while we're sneaking.
Okay.
Okay, and put us in the order you want us to stand, since you're the setter-upper here.
There's a lot of figures in this little hole. Okay. Okay.
That's it to Helen.
Holwyn.
Well, that's very nice.
You're welcome.
Okay. So
All right, so we
Holwyn picks the
sneak.
lock.
They did have to use your inspiration. Just so you know.
They're
that-
not going to make me look like a jackass with what I wrote on there, are they?
No, they're your manager.
Oh.
Why would they do that? Their job is to make you look as good as possible.
Well, then I
Or to
need them
hire
to
people
open
to
that
do that.
door.
Holwyn does open the door.
Okay, that's all.
And now I need stealth checks from everyone.
Oh,
I got 32.
Oh, Sonara did pretty well.
39.
She got a nat 20. And Holwyn has a lot of big numbers, so.
Does Passive Without a Trace, can you just like bring people into it?
What do you mean?
Well, sometimes you cast a spell and it's for the people you cast a spell on at the time you cast a spell.
It says, for the duration, each creature you choose within 30 feet. So that sounds
Yeah.
like during the duration, you can choose creatures.
Okay.
Yeah.
Just double checking.
Yeah.
You never know.
so did
So
Sonara-
were you like wondering if the spell was impacting like the guards?
well, the cards we chose.
Sonara?
Yeah, Sonara.
Basically, he was asking if we could add her into it.
Yeah, the default. I just assume that anyone who becomes your ally is going to benefit from your spells, because other than spells that provide a limited number of creatures that they can be applied to, like Bless, then I'm just going to, as a DM, make the pretty reasonable assumption that you want to give even temporary allies your benefits. Unless, of course, you tell me explicitly not to. That's what I'm going to assume.
Well, we're not going to throw them under the bus, otherwise that'd be foreshadowing.
So did Sonara, pass into another plane like ulseth did? With the
I don't think they're that good at sneaking.
No, they're not like you.
No.
Master Assassin.
Like 40.
I did roll a 27, just for the record.
Very nice. Nines, what was your roll again?
32.
And ulseth?
39.
Great. Everyone manages to get through.
It upsets me that you roll better than everyone, even though I know you have all these other bonuses.
Well, he's not even getting that many bonuses other than his expertise. Is it expertise or proficiency that you have?
Expertise.
Expertise.
From a feat, right?
Yeah.
Because you have heavy armor that's being canceled out
By your boots.
by your boots, so it's just a straight roll. So you're just rolling fairly well and have a lot of bonuses to it.
All right.
Yeah, until combat.
We'll sneak up the stairs.
Okay.
I'll go first because I have detect magic on, so I can look for magical alarms and whatnot.
Yep.
And as we're going up, I'll turn into that guard that yelled at me.
Okay.
You know enough about his personality by now.
Sure.
And I asked Sonara what his name was. Was that one Chasworth?
Yeah, that's Chasworth, isn't it?
Sure. You know what is Chasworth?
Does he go by Worf? Because he doesn't want to be associated with Chaz?
Wick.
No, he made Chaswick go by Wick. He was here first. So he was, Chaz 1.
Was that a 2Z Chaz as well?
Oh, wait.
Yeah, Wick is only good.
This is the 3Z Chaz.
Ooh, it's Chaz.
Yeah.
He really
all
earned
the
that.
Z's together.
Yeah.
Just double checking.
Chaz.
People spell names weird in this world, so.
How many apostrophes?
None. It's just Chaz.
Oh,
How many
what kind of
A's?
elf name is that?
Apparently a very common one. I have to go get the next layer. I'll be back in a moment.
I'll move us off.
You have to move the bookcases.
You need to set them down.
If there's a thing going on top.
So we went through this whole floor and didn't steal a single thing.
We'll steal stuff on our way out.
I want to steal stuff now.
Moving that floor.
Oh, you're not just gonna keep stacking?
I tested that out and it didn't work well with the
It
camera.
wasn't good. Oh, because it got too tall.
Yeah. All right.
Oh, let's steal that bed that we haven't seen yet.
We have a really nice bed already.
Maybe this is nicer.
From the palace?
This is a pretty nice bed that we can't
Yeah, the
see.
palace guest rooms.
True. All right.
Okay, so you're outside.
Does this door,
door.
have enchantments on it?
Yes, actually it does.
What kind?
Again, abjuration.
There's enchantments on this door.
Yeah,
Abjuration.
yeah.
Can I try and discern the function of the abjuration spell with my arcana?
Sure.
17.
Yeah, I think that give you an
A
okay
general
idea.
sense.
So, what you think this is for is basically reinforcement, shielding. It's sort of like what was on the first floor, on all those walls. this seems to be like a reinforcement on this.
So it makes it really sturdy.
Yeah.
Ooh, we should steal one and fashion it into a shield for ulseth.
Yeah.
Then you'd be invincible.
No.
It can handle a bull charging at it.
It can. So
Holwen, do you want to pick the lock? Is it locked or is it not?
It doesn't seem like
Oh,
this door's locked.
okay. How do we want to go onto this floor? Now, if I remember from my scouting, which door was the magic?
That door.
This one here?
Yep.
Okay, so that's our target door.
In case anyone is wondering why I'm not bothering to cover up portions of the rooms until they've been explored, it's because Sori already did that.
I scouted it all
In case you forgot that she'd done that.
as a fly.
Yeah.
So these were the bedrooms.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Who wants to lead the way? Oh,
I'd
Ulseth?
point at Ulseth.
You're the second.
You're our...
You're
Or
the second
you,
floor.
because
You're
you-
Chasworth.
Yeah, you're Chasworth, so
Yeah, but from what we learned, we'll just get yelled at for being on the wrong floor.
Yeah.
So I
well, you
don't...
can go
So-
up there though, and distract them,
Okay.
and then Ulseth just comes up and whacks him on the back of the head.
Okay.
So you go first,
All right. I'll go in.
and I'll go behind you.
What do I see any guards immediately as I walk through the door?
No,
What do you
you
like?
don't.
You said the better bathrooms are up here.
Yeah.
Where are the bathrooms?
I didn't put bathrooms on the map. They're just there.
They're
They're like in the hall,
attached to the bed.
there's just nice toilets in the hallway.
Yeah.
like in the
yeah.
corner. There's
Like that
maybe
corner
just
over there?
Just make
or-
assume they're part of the bedroom.
They got really nice chamber
en
pots.
suite.
Chamber pots are not. This is a world with toilets. They don't have chamber pots.
I
So-
know, but I'm not going to put bathrooms into it. You know what? Here, viewers, if you want us to make dungeon tiles with little bespoke bathrooms, let us know in the comments.
Yeah.
Little
Write to us.
Mini toilets.
And I'll paint them on Relaxing Painting with Dice and Dungeons.
Yeah. You know
I'll
what?
be painting porcelain things.
I'm sure that I can design or find a 3D asset that's a toilet. And I can integrate that with these, and we can make little toilet rooms if it's so important.
It is. We talk about going to the bathroom all the time. If we go into a room or into a building and we find a bathroom, we're all going to take turns
Using it.
using it because our characters, our bodies have needs. So,
And one thing that's not explored in D&D is regular use of bathrooms.
yeah.
You know, I was-
personal hygiene.
I was just talking about that with on Twitch about how if someone had IBS, they should roll disadvantage when they have to like do their turn out being lookout.
All right, so I'm going to signal the group to follow me as I go down to this corner and peek around it.
I guess I'll follow you.
It's very hard for me to reach.
I like that Ulseth can just carry people with his sword.
Yeah.
You who is coming with us.
Jump on the sword, a flamey sword.
I don't know where Nines is there.
I assume you don't have it lit because fire would give us away.
Yeah,
But my weapons are drawn, though.
They are.
that's fine. So I'm peeking around that corner as I lead the group stealthily.
Wait, does
Okay.
the fire peek through the magical darkness that is passive without a trace?
I mean, yeah, it would.
So, like, here's how in 5th edition that would function. Mechanically, at least. The fire may situationally make either, say, the DM tell you to roll at disadvantage. You still get the benefit of Pass Without Trace. But you are rolling at disadvantage with it. Or the DM could choose to situationally raise the DC that you must succeed at. So that's how you would handle that sort of thing in 5th edition, is by changing one of those two variables. Or both. You can also say disadvantage and have a higher DC. So that's how you'd handle that. You see one guard
Looking out the window.
Yep.
What's out these windows? Is there some like interesting stuff happening all the time?
They're watching.
People trying to break down windows to
Get in.
get
mean,
in,
they're-
buying pizza.
I mean, they're lookouts, so
They're looking.
they're
out.
not
Yeah.
look-ins.
Well, okay, that was.
Okay.
Never mind.
I think. Do you want to try and like?
That's what I mutter about it, kind of
Do
thing.
we want to try and sneak into this bedroom? Which bedroom had the person sleeping in it when I was exploring?
I will be 100% honest. It's been a few days, and I forget which one, but I believe it was this one.
This one. And it's also been hours. At least like an hour and a half.
It's been a little while.
I mean, maybe they swap places. It's every 2 hours, just one person takes a nap, the other person looks out a window.
All right. Well, do you guys want to try and sneak into this
Oh, yeah,
bedroom?
let's try that.
Let him walk by, and then we can sneak in.
We're gonna try that,
All right. The group is going to try and.
but I'm right behind you in case there's a problem.
We're going to try and sneak into this bedroom.
We should probably roll for it before we just move all our characters.
Oh no, I'm optimistic.
Well, I can allow the movement without. You can all get there. Whether you get there without alerting the guard is another question.
No, well, let's find out.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I think y'all would have had enough movement to get in there.
Yeah, why not?
Well, you first moved into the hallway,
Yeah.
and I silently moved all the environment. And since you couldn't see anything of it, there wasn't a whole lot of reason for me to describe it to you. And then I believe you should have had more than enough movement to get into that room. Fairly
I rolled a
mediocre
36 for you to do that.
I got a 31.
That's a... Okay, the whole one is just whatever. Right.
I'm changing dice.
That's okay.
12.
Ulseth,
31.
I love that the heavy armor is so good at sneaking.
I got happy cat face, so 36.
Okay.
So we got a 1 and a nat 20. Cancel each other.
So your total's what?
12.
12? Because you got a 1.
Yeah.
Okay.
They look like they're supposed to be here.
Um,
And they went last. Right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
that is not what you said, I think.
I didn't say what order we were sneaking
Well,
in.
you would have gone in up front because you were leading.
Wow,
You're saying that like we didn't know the results of our roll.
What I did was I peeked around the corner and I went,
That's what happened.
That sounds great. I think that's a good answer.
It's not.
Why not?
That's not what happened.
I didn't. I didn't say that's not what happened.
So,
Okay.
So since she rolled a 1, did she just like trip immediately when we started walking around?
yeah, and if she trips, then the rest of us just walk over her and she's laying.
Yeah,
on
we
the
just
floor.
keep going because the plan was to get
She-
to that room.
She makes a fair bit of noise when she closes the door behind her.
Oh.
Why would you close the door behind you?
Because if he's gonna
Well,
walk
because-
past,
we don't
Didn't
know where he's
wanna-
gonna walk
You
to.
didn't want to close the door in front of you, then you couldn't get through.
Environmental turn.
Knock, knock.
as in,
Yeah, I thought I might get a little bit more noise, but I didn't want to break. The sword is really fragile on those guys.
Say we're in the bathroom. Occupied.
That might,
Occupied.
So
in, in fact
he-
already be a toothpick.
It may, in fact, already be a toothpick. This is about a 50-50 shot. Any sword that you see
Okay.
on our figures is a toothpick.
Almost always.
So, yeah, he knocks on the door.
okay. So
Is there a ninth or bathroom in here?
I
God, you really need one now?
make you all move over to this
Sure,
side.
there's a nice bathroom in here.
There's a reason for you to be in here.
I tell you all to move to this side. We don't want to alert them to anyone, so anyone.
Everyone make a stealth check, except Soria. You're not trying to be stealthy right now.
Oh, I was about to describe what my plan was.
Well, I think I understand that you're trying to get them out of line of sight.
Yes.
and that you're not trying to stealth in this moment.
Yes.
Where they all are.
Yes.
Okay. Okay, not a great result. There's
For us or for them?
there's a little bit of movement that's kind of heard. It's not entirely silent from my 2 rolls alone. What did you get, Ulseth?
27.
Nines.
32.
Okay, so Sonara, she makes a little bit of noise as she is moving around.
I'm looking for the giant rats.
Oh, the giant rats, they are in that. Here.
Oh, this is
It's
almost,
our show now.
This is like my painting
Yeah, yeah.
stream, huh? I'm just wandering around off
Okay.
camera looking for something.
I wild shape into a giant rat.
Okay.
And when he opens the door, I'm going to screech and immediately scurry under his legs and down towards over this way
Okay,
at,
sure.
at max speed
Okay.
to try and get him to chase me.
Split the party. Split the
I'll try
party.
and get back.
All
Good
right.
plan.
That's my plan.
Okay, so you how to make this work. So what I'm gonna say is you hold that action.
Yeah.
He opens the door and
I go.
he goes he pokes his head in. What's going on? Oh God!
And I scurry under his legs and try and make my way down this way.
And why don't you make an acrobatics check at advantage? This guy is
Surprised.
very surprised that there is a very large rat. You're like a couple feet long here. You're a big rat.
Captain
You're an
Barrel level
ROUS.
Yeah, I'm looking up the giant rat stats.
Splat the rat.
At advantage.
Acrobatics,
Splat
you
the
said?
rat. Yes,
look at
acrobatics. Correct.
Just check out the rat stats.
Rat stats.
Rat stats.
14.
Yeah, sure.
All right.
You make it through without him stepping on you and hurting you or your little feeties. You dash around.
I
You're
get
using
60 feet of movement at a dash.
Yeah, I think that would put you about here.
Okay.
And we are all as
Yeah,
quiet as a
but-
rat. Mouse.
Okay.
We just stealth.
I am thinking. All right. I'm gonna make dexterity save for that guy. Okay, so he doesn't fall over, but he is a little surprised. And why don't we let you control this? 9s. Roll the percentile die
Oh boy.
and tell me what happens.
73.
Let me get my fancy D100s here.
Let me guess what you get. I'm really good
What are the
at
odds
this.
of it happening twice?
You're going to get 54.
71.
Dang it. I lost my powers.
Very close to
Previous one.
previous one though.
Yeah.
Okay. He is, in fact, scared of rodents, mice and rats and stuff like that. That's what I was having you roll for. So
Are
he,
badgers rodents to this guy?
probably not.
What if the badger talks to him? If a badger came up to me and was like, "Hey, how you doing?" I'd be terrified.
You don't live in a world with awakened animals, though.
People always
You
say,
don't?
like, oh, I wish my cat could talk. And if my cat just started talking to me, I would be really freaked out.
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
Like,
And
What would
like
they
you
even talk
you
about?
know that the like animation on their face
Wouldn't
would
be
be
good.
weird.
It'd be like
Wouldn't-
animatronic Salem.
Yeah. Well, actually, that would be the best version
That
of
would
it.
be the best
That'd be the
option.
best option. Is just sort of a flappy mouth. That's the best possible version of that.
Anyway.
The only thing better is Homeward Bound, where you just like would hear their thoughts and their face like doesn't contort.
Yeah.
That's the best.
I think that'd be terrifying. Just
But cat telepathy?
yeah, because when I had a cat, all he wanted was me to feed him. So that was
Just me.
all I would get.
Food.
So just like Nines would be if he had sent a message.
Food.
Potato.
I want midnight brunch.
So, what does he do?
What
Okay.
happens?
He will move. He'll only move that.
He's not going full down. He's like, I don't need to get to this
Nope.
rat.
He doesn't want to do that. So, it's now back to your turn,
Environment's turn.
and the
rest of
environment's
us.
turn has resolved.
Yeah.
It's now players' turns. So let me know what you want to do here.
Are we just continuing?
I search the room.
Do a quick look around.
Yeah, I mean, I can't see, are there any chests or anything in here?
How far away are you right now?
I'm like 60 feet.
There's no chests in there. There's a dresser.
Okay.
We rummaged through the dresser.
Rummage through all the drawers and under the bed
They're
and under the pillow.
they're empty. It seems to be a guest bedroom.
Wait,
There's
no, it
nothing?
doesn't even have one of the fancy chamber pots?
Well, it has that.
Well, we take
It has the things I previously described, but nothing new. That
Is
you
it
find.
used?
No.
So it's fresh.
Yes.
We steal it.
What do you mean, you?
Do you want to steal it?
I don't want to carry
What's
it.
the quality of the building? Like, are there cracks in the walls or anything like that?
There's a few pieces. There's a few places where like plaster is peeled off,
Chipped a little,
but it's not. It's not run down.
Okay, so it'd be hard for me to squeeze through as like a small animal.
Well, it depends on how small.
True.
Like a bug. You know, you could find your way through things. A mouse could as well.
Not a big rat.
But I would make you kind of roll at disadvantage because the reason a mouse is able to find its way quickly away from things is that they go into places where they know they have an escape route from.
Yeah, that's fine. I was just curious. So what do you guys...
Well, we searched the room. Is there time to do anything else?
I would try and get to that door as
That's
fast
what
as
I
you
would-
can.
That's what I was asking, if there's time to do that.
It depends on how thorough you want to make that search.
Search.
I figured you just wanted to look around.
Well, yeah, the drawers
And
are
just-
empty, so it's not. I'm not going to look for false bottoms on the drawers or anything.
Yeah, I'll say that it took your action to do that, and 5 feet of movement.
So I have 25 feet of movement.
Yeah.
Well, let's try to get to that door. 25 feet worth.
So they're sneaking.
Mm-hmm.
Do you want to dash, or was that an action as well to search?
Searching the room took an action.
Okay. So they can't dash around the corner then?
Yeah, bonus action doesn't let you dash, right?
Nope.
Unless you be a rouge.
Nope. That's it.
Hopefully he doesn't turn around. I
need you two to make stealth checks. Not that that seems to have been an issue for either of you.
Well,
Are we still within range of pass without a trace?
it almost was this time.
Yeah, Holwyn is with you guys, and they're the source.
All right.
It's not Soria. Which I know is a little strange because
Yeah,
Soria,
me too.
she's
I
usually the
usually do, but
source of the spell.
21.
18.
Okay, you guys are all right.
Wow.
Was it pretty
We're-
crap?
he's a little
Invincible.
focused. I am going to.
I mean, DCs fluctuate. I just want to be clear, like a DC can fluctuate situationally.
I go around the corner, and as soon as I'm clear of sight lines, I turn into a gnat.
You turn into a gnat.
Yep.
Okay,
Or a tiny fly of some sort.
sure. You do that.
And then I'm going.
You are now going.
And then I'm going to use the rest of my movement to make my way back down. I'm basically going to go over his head while he's looking for the rat that's around the corner.
Okay. Your movement speed, I'm going to put at. Given that you wanted to be something small
Tiny and not noticeable.
Yeah, I'm going to say that you have a 15
That's fine.
feet per round fly speed.
And I use my action to change wild shape, so.
So you are now small bug. And that's your turn. So
I'll make myself a bee. That way he'll be like, oh, no. Rat, fine.
assuming that you guys shut that door behind
Yeah.
you.
It can just be stuck. So I see him continuing to warily go down the hall. Does he have like his sword drawn and he's like
Well, he's got his sword drawn, but kind of like at the ground.
like poking
He's like,
in poking mode?
Yeah, he's just down here like, I'm gonna poke it. It's really clumsy. This does not look like a prepared guard for this.
For this situation.
Yeah.
The rat situation. Like a bunch of armed prisoners escaping. He's
Fine.
okay for that.
But not a
A
rat.
3-foot rat?
No.
Hell no.
Hey, everyone's got the thing they're scared of. This guy is scared of rats
Yeah, that happens.
and mice. I mean, I remember one time at my office, a mouse had gotten into the building. Don't know why they were attracted in there, but probably just food. And my boss and one of my coworkers were absolutely losing their minds. I mean, screaming like young children losing their minds. And just could not function at all. And the way that the office was built, they'd made sort of impromptu offices around the edges of the building. So they had pretty large, like a mouse could easily get through them, openings around the radiators that were on the outside of the building. And the mouse is just moving between private offices, and they were going through each one, just seeing if it was in there, and inevitably it would be, and just screaming. And I come outside because I'm one of the few people left in the building, and I go, "What are you doing? What are you screaming about? What's going on?" Like, "There's a mouse! There is a mouse!" And I'm like, "It's a mouse." And they're like, "It's terrifying." I'm like, "What?" And they, I kid you not, call up building maintenance to come up there, and there was an exterminator there the next day to look around, and they both ran out of the building screaming, and I'm just like, it's a mouse. I don't know. People are weird with this.
Then you found out it was a computer mouse, and you just got even more confused.
I did see the mouse, but I don't know. I've grown up out in the country and live in the woods.
Was it
and
one of those really cute little mice that's
It
kind
was-
of
it was
triangle
a-
shaped with the little
yeah,
ears?
it was
And
adorable.
the fuzzy tail. Some of them are gorgeous.
Did you
Yeah.
see the mouse and it looked at you and you just heard in your mind, cheese, 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 I want cheese, cheese.
Mice don't, you know.
Mice don't actually
Oh.
like cheese very much.
No. It's
That
not,
one did.
It's not
That one, it
really
was a weird
natural
mouse.
It's a weird mouse. No, that one probably liked the M&Ms and peanuts. Well, basically, you know, the good parts of trail mix that one of the co-workers on that floor kept in a dish that they just had.
Oh, well, yeah. It's an
So-
open dish of mouse food. Nice.
Yeah, pretty much.
Is it.
So,
What round is it?
Yeah, are we doing something important?
Right now, it's your turns.
our turns?
Yep.
I just going max speed back to the party. So
Okay.
30 feet.
Move your token.
Imagine.
Yeah, put a token down for you, and we will understand that that is not, in fact, what you look like. What do you all want to be
Move to
doing?
the door.
Yeah, we have Hellman open the door that we don't know if it's magical or not. Unless you can tell.
Well, is the door open, unlocked, or locked?
The door is locked.
Hellman, open the door!
stealth checks.
Oh, yeah. Look at that. 2 in a row.
Okay. Well, it's a good thing that Holwyn is just ridiculous at stealth.
Me too.
Because they are not rolling well. Now
Me
let's see
too.
what happens with those thieves' tools. Much better. Holwyn manages to open the door without difficulty.
And I got a 33 on my stealth check, by the way.
21.
Your rolls on the stealth have kind of turned around.
They've kind of, my roles in general have really become my typical roles.
Well, fortunately, no one really heard you. That guy is over there losing his mind. That's your turn. The door is open.
Do we have any movement
Do you?
left?
You still have, I think, about 15 feet of movement
Might as well
based
go
on where
in.
you were.
Oh, well, we're going to go in then. At least 10 feet.
We open the doors. Anyone in there?
There's no one in here.
That's good, because we just walked in.
Oh, good. Okay, so I'm going to go steal a chamber pot under that bed. It has to be a really good chamber pot.
Yeah,
Can't
it's a
get to
great
it
one.
yet.
With gems and stuff.
It is an 11 out of 10 chamber pot.
Is it enchanted? I feel like they have to be.
You
If they're
wouldn't
going to have
know.
it at a chamber pot in this facility.
Since we've established that there's really nice bathrooms and chamber pots in here, sure, it's gleaming.
Does it have a little cushion
If
around
there is
it?
an enchantment that makes sense for a chamber pot,
It would
it's
be
gleaming.
Yeah.
Does it have like a little like donut? Like a little like cushiony donut on top?
Sure, it's all gleaming too, so there you go. You can have a gleaming chamber pot if you want.
Well, it's the environment's turn, right?
I
Yeah.
put that in my bag that vomits. Does it take it?
Yeah. Yeah, it does.
Oh,
Because
good.
it's gleaming. Otherwise, it would vomit.
This guy gets his nerve up and then charges around and starts stabbing the ground, and you hear him stabbing very rapidly. Stab, 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 stab. You hear the sword thunking into the wood,
Making a mess on the wood.
and
These are nice floors.
Well, they were nice floors.
That one was a nice spot on the floor, but now it's a bad spot.
you hear him say, "Stall! Stall! Get up! Get up!" And
Stell or stall?
Stinal.
Stenol. How
Yeah.
come not another Chaz?
Not everyone.
Do you? Well, you don't know his name.
And it could be short for Chaz Stenol.
It could be.
Okay, we are doing a little model recycling here.
It says Stenol here. Just
Well, like a normal RPG, all the guards look exactly the same.
Stenal comes out of this room, and sorry, you're in earshot. Stenal's just going, "What? What? What?" And the first guard explains about the rat in very panicked tones. So they're having a conversation.
Is Stenol freaked out by the rat?
Oh, go ahead, roll a d100 down there. Since you asked, Ulseth, you get to roll this time.
it's
roll
going to be an
percentile dice.
86.
Are you just going to guess every D100 roll
Yeah.
now? Okay.
It's, in fact, a 14.
Now, this guy is just like, oh,
Come
again with the rats and the mice. Come on.
Why are you afraid of the rats? It's not like they're badgers.
The worst animal.
You don't need to be afraid of these guys. It's fine. Come on.
God, imagine if that badger could just turn invisible at will, though. That freaked me out.
So that, the first guard is looking around for the rat and explains now they're having a discussion about the rat. It's your turn again, Soria. We'll start just by resolving you.
I'm like here. And I think I'm a safe distance away right now. I'll drop my fly form.
You sure?
No.
Why? You know where the other two are.
Okay, I dropped my fly form.
Okay.
Yeah.
You've used up your movement and your action to move that far.
Yep.
Just making sure.
Yep.
All right.
I begin looting. I walk over, grab my chamber
Yeah,
pot.
we all start searching the rooms,
Have Holwyn
and we
checking
send
the
Holwyn
door.
checks the door to see if it's locked.
Just examining it, because I know there's protective magic on it.
Yes, and Sonara explains that there's protective magic. You may have forgotten this detail from last session, but she also explained that she knows there's no key to this door, and that she believes it is opened by like a passcode or phrase,
Password protected.
like a spoken one.
Well, I crawl under the bed to get my chamber pot.
Done.
I look underneath the bed.
Okay.
Did someone write a password underneath the bed?
No, nothing's written down here.
I write 9s was here on the bed.
Oh, good self-incrimination evidence.
Just underneath.
I'll
They're
remember
not
that.
going to look at that. That'd be silly until they realize someone stole a chamber pot.
So I'm searching that part of the room, and I'm looking for like a little note that might have a password written on it. But I'm also looking for anything of value. Do I find anything?
Well, let's see. Why don't you make an investigation check?
I can do that. I can use this one anymore. 12.
You find some fairly easily accessible things. There's a diary. You know, quill, ink. A ledger of just looks to be household expenses. So just, you know, simple accounting, writing where money's being paid. There's some books on the shelf over there. Looks to be a wide variety of things.
Is there anything about Shiranoon or Remardin or the three? Why can't I remember anything?
The
There's
School of Three Hands.
Ishtara, yeah, the School of Three Hands.
there's
Ilmtaro.
absolutely nothing referencing any of that in here.
This is undercover to Shiranoon.
I'm just looking.
I'm just saying, I think this is all like super deep cover to Shiranoon.
The diary. I open it up. Can I read it?
Yeah, it's. Well, let's see. What languages do you speak?
Costerian.
Costerian.
Okay, then you can.
Yeah, because I learned that from
Lanfiran.
Lanfiran.
So, it is written in Costerian. It seems to be a pretty straightforward diary.
Is it the Forges?
You can't tell for sure. It's written in the first person, and this individual doesn't go out of their way to identify themselves,
Well-
presumably because it's just a personal journal.
And are they dated?
They are dated.
Okay.
It
I look for entries around the date when the Forge threw their hammer at me.
there are no entries.
Around that date,
No.
Because they weren't here.
they don't carry their diary with them.
Maybe it's their home diary, not their travel diary.
Okay.
It's not their secret Tashir diary. Tashira diary.
Are there any references to Lanfaran, Intaro, Remardin?
This-
You're like skimming, right?
Yeah,
Yeah.
I'm just flipping through real
Yeah,
quickly to
the-
see if I'm just looking for those words to see if any of them jump out.
Nothing. There in these journal entries. There's absolutely nothing about Tashiranoon, Ilmtaro, Remardin, Tashir.
Nothing. So I
just nothing. And there's actually very little in the way of anything other than just sort of accounting of normal days meeting. You sort of glance like they met with someone. Names that mean nothing to you.
No Brukellians, no.
No. Well, these could be just
Stein Gratzfelds.
family, friends, business partners. There's absolutely nothing in here that would indicate, without knowledge of who any of those people are before, who wrote this.
Okay.
This is a really dry, bland journal. Why don't you make... I'm reviewing your character sheet here to see if this would apply. I don't think so. So that's all you get from this.
That was okay. So I just go, I harumph, and just put the stuff back.
Okay.
You're not gonna pocket it? What if it has like a magic cipher over it?
Well, at this point, I was just frustrated and disgusted.
That's fine.
I mean, maybe, and I tell Nines and Hohen about it. They can go get it if they want. I mean, maybe the ledger has, some secret payoffs to somebody in it or whatever.
Do you want
But
to take time to look through that? That would take a second turn. That wouldn't be able to happen this turn.
Next turn, I'm going to flip through the ledger the same way I'm looking for, particularly references to the Ulstein Grotfelds and Brukellian and
But that'll be next turn.
Glinvey and all of those folks. Just, searching for those words to see if maybe there was any transactions with them. But I'll do that next turn.
Okay. Is there anything that you want the other two to be doing right now? Holwen and Sonara?
Well, Holman should be studying the door to see if they can find any way through it.
Is there like even a knob or anything? It's just like a slab, basically.
Yeah, it's a slab.
And you're supposed to say a magic word to open it.
Try open sesame.
In Elvish. Costarian.
Or friend.
Yeah, say friend.
Bella.
All right, it's the environment's turn.
The answer's a hole.
I can't.
Soria,
really see
you can kind of hear some things, but
some hush yelling.
it sounds a mix of yelling and exasperation from two different voices. It's now back to your turn.
Okay. I think I go through the doors and I can get about here.
Yeah.
Yep.
You want to close them
I
and
need-
lock them?
Yeah.
I need everyone to roll a stealth check for this turn.
I'm back in the radius. Right?
Yes. What'd you get?
Dirty 30.
Okay.
23.
All right.
26.
Okay.
We're all
Everyone
rolling badly
seems
again.
to have done fairly well
okay.
with their stealthing.
So,
What's your next move? You're in this room.
do you want to force it or just, or try and smart our way through it?
Well, I do the ledger search, like I mentioned last turn. Do I find anything, any references at all to anything in the past that would make a connection between the Tashira Noon and...
So you're looking through the ledger now.
Yeah, that's what I described.
It might be. There could be some connections. The problem is you don't know enough about who the payments are to understand whether they have any connection to the Tashira Noon or not. Think of it this way. You're looking at an account ledger and have no idea who the businesses being paid are or who the business paying is.
So it's just numbers without any notations about sources.
I think you just don't know.
If I told you that company ABC got paid $230,000 by company DEF, would that mean anything to you?
No, I was
Exactly.
So
So
yeah.
that's what's there. There's all
Is there
sorts
any-
of information.
So there's nothing like a UG
no,
Oh, saying
or a
Grapfel.
BR.
no, there's
500 gold to Glinvy, who has the yeah.
no.
Here's
There's
the illicit crimes we're using this money for.
Yeah, there's nothing here that you, as Ulseth Ralph, understand as
Okay.
good or bad. There's a lot of records. You
That
just don't
was
know what they mean.
That was just all useless then.
2 quick
If only we
questions.
had a reporter in our group.
Yeah.
2 quick questions. I have detect magic up. Do any of the books ulseth shuffling around have magic on them?
No.
What magic is on the door that I'm looking at?
There's a mix of spells.
Okay.
Abjuration, as you, I'm sure, were expecting.
Assume- yeah.
But also conjuration.
Can I, at a glance, tell what the conjuration is meant to do?
You think that the conjuration might have put some sort of intelligence within the door. You think that maybe this is like an entity, some sort of
Not,
energy being or something.
not properly awakened, but
Not
like,
awakened, but like
animated.
yeah, sort of an animated. This isn't. It's not an enchantment where like the door has its own personality. This feels like something is basically being held prisoner or like a slave to this.
Oh, like there's an like a spirit of some sort being imbued into the door.
Yes.
Okay.
Like there's something that's held in that door.
Okay.
I think it's the beast.
I don't know. I'm casting 4th level dispel magic on that conjuration.
Okay.
So I'm going to reach out and glowing green vines will fly out from my hand, try and wrap around the spell and just wrench it apart.
Can you do that quietly?
I mean, yeah, relatively. I have to make a verbal command.
They were pretty far away from them.
So if it's a 4th level or lower spell that's binding it,
Yeah.
it is automatically removed. Otherwise, I have to roll against its DC.
Yeah, you're gonna have to roll.
So the DC is 10 plus the spell's level.
Yep.
Okay. No,
Have you tried using luck? Sounds like you need it this time.
I got a 10 total. So, no. Because it's 10 plus something. So,
Yeah.
Should have asked for inspiration.
Your spell fizzles. Unable to dispel the magics on the door.
Should definitely just do that again next turn.
yeah, give me inspiration.
Do you guys have any idea what the passphrase might be by chance?
Graz Balim.
The door opens.
I was gonna say that's like the one phrase we know that
Seriously? The
door
opened
opens.
the door.
good dispelling. Good dispelling.
Thanks, that was all me.
We go in there blindly.
I mean, I still want to free whatever's stuck in this door.
Well,
But we'll get on the other side of the door.
And yeah.
If
all
we
wander in
can.
there.
I don't know if there's a round.
it's a staircase on the other side.
Well, they just said it was another floor. So.
Yep. The door opens outward when you say that. You feel since you have dispel, it's not dispel magic, since you have detect magic up, you can feel the abjuration magic for moments just sort of drift away. And then once you're all through the threshold, the door closes behind you and the abjuration magic is restored.
Well, that was unexpected.
Okay.
There is a stone staircase that goes up and then begins to turn.
I'm going to, before we head up, try and dispel that conjuration again. Because I don't want some spirit stuck in a door.
Why not? You don't believe in doors that much that you just want to...
Can I
Make a suggestion.
make a suggestion?
Why? Because the door won't operate anymore if I do this?
Oh, no. No, if you do that, it would just revert to
A door.
basically a slab on a hinge.
Mm-hmm.
You could go in and out. The chances of you doing so are small.
Well, I mean, I have to roll a 19 or higher. Even if it's a 9th level spell.
Yeah.
So, 14 or more?
I'm just saying, like, it's not great odds.
I know.
But if you had Bardic Inspiration...
This is the DM trying to be
Maybe
nice.
You could do it when we leave.
Okay, we'll do it
That's
when
what
I
she's
leave.
doing
In case
right
we
now.
need that spell.
I'll do it when we leave. We'll go up the stairs. And there presumably aren't any more guards.
Did you find anything when you were rummaging?
I don't know. Nines just got distracted and just...
You were like, chamber pot
Change.
on that.
Would you mind moving the bed and leave it there this time? Move the bed, put the bookcase down.
Oh, I see safes and treasure chests.
Safe.
This architecturally
Nicely in there.
architecturally does not match the rest of them.
It actually would like sit here-ish. I'm just making it nice for the camera.
I'm just saying, this big stone thing on top of a wooden stucco structure.
Well,
From the outside,
That's
this thing
some-
must look hideous.
It could just be magic. Everything's magic in this place.
Yeah.
Whole world's magic.
okay, well, there you would have known that behind the stucco, there's stone.
Yeah, it's stone on the stucco.
Yeah, it's all mortared together. The stucco is decorative.
Oh, yeah, with just beams.
So the stucco is probably honestly only the inside.
Well,
and
we
it
keep
just-
saying stucco. It's plaster. but-
plaster. So the plaster is probably only on the inside of the building.
And the outside is stone.
Yeah.
Like the, yeah. Well, this is,
Okay, I still have detect magic up, so before anyone moves, I take a look around.
There is approximately
All
a
the-
buttload of magic.
a whole buttload or a half buttload?
Every single thing that you look at in here, the chests, there's safes, there's desk up here, like everything has magic radiating off it. The walls, all of it.
What kind abjuration again?
Well, the walls have abjuration. All the other stuff, mix of things. Most of it isn't coming from the storage object itself,
But inside.
but rather things inside it.
Okay.
Can we jump out the window, or is that all blocked too?
They're all like arrow. Oh, there's windows here.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's some arrow slits here, but
The windows, I assume,
The-
are abjurated.
yeah, just like the lower floors, they are. But there they are. You
So
have
do you
a whole
remember
bunch of stuff.
where did they say the key to the exit was? Up here on the top floor?
The guards up here.
On
These
the-
two
on that
guards
floor
have the
have-
key to the exit,
Yeah, on floor 2.
Oh, yeah.
which is floor 1.
Depending on which button you push on the elevator. We don't have. So
Why don't we just go one at a time? Like, why don't we just, as a group, go through and check out each thing?
Because I want it to be like Christmas, where we all just start opening up.
And we just start yelling at Lexi to, like, tell me what I find. No, tell me what I find. Mid-description. Tell me what this one is,
What
though.
was my big present this year?
Okay.
We all get bikes.
So, I will let you guys pick one thing
It's
because
Christmas Eve.
this sets off a series of events that'll take a while, longer than we have remaining in the episode right now.
Okay.
And we get to open one present.
One present
So
before
you
Christmas.
you get to choose one thing. So I will describe.
Let's take
Describe the
next-
room.
Yeah.
I'll describe the room, since this is a facsimile of what you see, rather than the literal room that you see. Inside the top floor that you've entered, there is a staircase with a curve in it
Going down.
that goes, well, you just came up it,
Yeah.
which leads to an open doorway. On either side of you, there are indeed bars. So you can see through from one side to the other. The back wall is, as represented here in this stone, there are 3 windows. You can detect abjuration magic on them. There are also arrow slits in this space, so clearly it is intended to be a defensible position if necessary. There are several safes. There are quite a few chests. There is what is much more clearly a well-used writing desk.
Oh, let's steal that.
Some of the actually quite a few of the chests have a chain with a metal seal on it. For anyone unfamiliar with the sort of effects that I'm talking about, it is common practice in ye olden days to, when you're transporting something of value especially, you would have a seal around either a bit of chain or some sort of rope that would hold something shut, possibly over a clasp. It would be a poured metal or stamped, and it would have the insignia of either the creator of that, so whatever company made it, whatever company's shipping it, or whatever company owns it.
It's if the seal's broken, do not ingest the food.
It's basically a, anti-tampering
Yeah.
device, because the seals are intended to be fragile, and if they're messed with too much, they shatter. So the chests mostly have that. The very few chests that are in here that don't radiate with some sort of magic from inside seem to have, well, you take one look in one and there's some gold inside of them. And other coins, not just all gold. Around the edges of the room are adornments, trophies. Most of them don't mean anything to you, as trophies often don't to anyone but their possessors.
Why are they participation trophies?
No, they're more like mounted antlers.
Oh, like,
Do anything you haven't
like
seen
animal
before?
trophies. and
Some
stuff.
are.
Any animals we haven't seen before?
No.
Unicorn horn?
There is a unicorn head mounted here.
Ooh.
Anyone we
Taxidermied.
recognize?
What?
Anyone we recognize?
Charlie?
Yeah, is it Charlie?
That's not Charlie.
Okay.
Just want- Does it look like it's related to Charlie?
Well, you're not sure.
They have the same mole.
Well, take a mental picture. Guess we see Charlie again.
There's a lot of hunting trophies. There also seem to be some more morbid trophies. Hands. Ears.
Are they in jars or just sitting out?
Mounted.
So the wall.
Do they have
can
like
hear us?
preservation magic on them? Okay.
Yep. And they're mounted to the walls. Put up as though they are the adornments of a successful hunt.
Do they have names attached to them?
No.
What's the point? It's not much of a trophy then.
you aren't necessarily the target of.
I think
The
I very
enjoyment
much
here.
am the target of this person.
So can we tell, are they like all humans or dwarves or just a mix of all sorts of things?
You can tell that they're a mix. There is not necessarily a pattern here.
So they're
They
not
all
even from
seem-
like smallest ear to largest ear.
No, they all seem to have some sort of identifying mark. Changes from one to another, but something unique. On some of the hands, there remains a ring. On some of the ears, earrings. There are several fingers. It looks like they might have been branded.
Are any of the rings magic?
No.
Do any of the
They all look to
fingers have
be
rings?
like insignia or signet
Signet,
rings.
oh.
Also, with the trophies are weapons. Most of them are not magical. They are various sorts, often unique. Most of them you have no idea how one would even wield them. Quite a few look to be something that a giant would have wielded. A few are what you easily recognize as blades of the Tashira Noon. There is a set of armor that radiates with a mix of magics. Abjuration, divine, enchantment. It is, well, whatever it is, you know it's quite potent. That there is no question.
What size is it? Is it like for a dwarf or for a elf or for a...
Typically in D&D, magic armor resizes to the wearer. There's
Yeah.
like sort of an unspoken rule.
Yeah, so we can't tell.
Well, in its current size, it would fit
Like an elf.
an elf, like a medium-sized.
So, but we
character.
can't tell from that what kind of humanoid or whatever wore it. But it's humanoid, right? 2 legs, 2 arms, that kind of thing.
Yeah, it is humanoid.
Does it have any
You-
embellishments that any of us might recognize?
It looks like Tashira Noon armor, but something's not quite right about it. Since you've worn Tashira Noon armor for quite a long time, although you no longer wear it, you recognize the patterns, the swirls within the armor, as being reminiscent of what the Tashira Noon adorn themselves with, but you also know it's not right. Like something about this is a bit off. There's some occasional straight lines to it, the circles that aren't usually there. Like this looks a little too overdone,
Does it look really old?
ancient. This looks.
No.
This is a type of armor crafting that you've never seen. You don't recognize
The material.
the material, you don't recognize the techniques, you don't recognize the appearance or its structure. You've never seen armor like this.
So we can't even tell what it's made of.
No.
It's not, we can't tell if it's leather or
Like, for all we know, it could be
metal
like
or...
ironwood that was grown into the shape of armor, or like
Can you do that?
You're
not?
the only thing you can be certain of is that it looks to be very tough
very old.
and very old and just brimming with magic.
Is there any
There's no like name tag inside the collar that says Ramardin or Antaro or anything like that.
Or Chaz?
No, I mean I'm figuratively speaking whether there's anything in there that might.
Do you want to make
Indicate-
this the one item that you look at closer tonight?
Well, before he does that,
No, I was just asking.
is there? Do I detect any magic on it that could be like an alarm spell, like divination? Like,
Well,
if we pick it up, is it going to set off warning bells?
You do detect some divination magic on there.
Well, you said divine, not divination.
I know.
Okay.
I said there are many others.
Is it intrinsic to the armor, though? Not.
It seems to be intrinsic to the armor. It's not on the armor stand, for example.
Right.
But, like...
It's woven into the armor. It's not just sitting on top of it.
Why don't you make an Arcana check?
Okay. I just don't want us to, like...
Because this sort of stuff is hard to tell. When something is brimming with magic and someone's put, like, an alarm spell on it, it's going to be hard to tell what's what.
24.
You don't think that the divination magic is from an outside force. You think that it's likely part of this armor.
Okay.
Basically, this armor's got a little bit of a lot of schools.
Well, if you want to pick it up, I guess it's probably safe.
So we could thoroughly examine the armor. We could look into one of the chests that's not locked.
Is there any more stuff, or is that the end of the room description?
There is what appears to be a small pile of fervent crystals.
Oh,
Yeah, we already have a big one.
just a pile of crystals just laying there unshielded.
Yeah. Well, as you know, properly made and attuned crystals are pretty low danger.
It's the raw ones that are they like little AA fervent crystals?
They're the smallest variety.
I recognize
a
them
class
as what?
one.
A class one.
These are the sorts of things that you would find powering street lamps.
So they're like worked. They're prepared.
Yeah, these are prepared crystals. It looks like maybe there's been some experimentation done with them. I'm not going to make you roll for this because even with your knowledge of, fervent technology, you wouldn't necessarily understand like what weird experiments were done, but you do know instantly that something's not quite right with these. These don't look like standard crystals. They don't look dangerous or unstable, but something's been tweaked with them here. You don't know. At a quick glance, you can't be sure. If you had time to study them in depth, you might be able to figure out what was going on. Now, there's a large jar of silvery liquid.
Does it look alive?
It's not really doing anything right now. There is an item that you've definitely seen before. It looks to be an armature with needles and small vials attached to them.
Here?
Is it the same, or does it look like a different version of the same design? Or is it like a copy of that? Hard to say at a glance.
It's hard to say at a glance, and you also don't know the other item in and out. You've kind of ignored it.
I just meant like one was like all like black or whatever, and this is like sleek silver, or does it look roughly the same just at a glance?
Maybe copper, give it a nice steampunk look.
Yeah.
Cosmetically, it looks a little bit different, but you don't know if those are purely cosmetic differences or if they're functional ones.
Does it have the 4 vials on it the same, or
5?
5?
But
Yeah.
yes.
Are they filled or are they empty?
These are all empty. So this unit seems to have either been unused or recently emptied. You're not sure. But there's no indication of any fluids having been in this yet. As far as treasure, is there any sort of magic that you might be interested in? Because there's just a bunch of chests with like magic-y stuff in it.
Well, Sori is mostly just keeping an eye out. Well, because she knows everyone's gonna be.
Oh, and there's a desk that's not really radiating with much magic on it,
Yeah.
but does have a lot of papers and clearly more journals.
I thought Hilda was just going to be like, ooh, paper.
Well, I said you guys can have one. You get to describe,
All right.
get to look at in depth.
And you would tell me if I see anything that looks like a alarm spell.
Yeah. You'd probably have a good idea of what that would look like between your detect magic
An arcana.
and arcana. As a fellow spellcaster, you'd have a good chance.
Okay.
Well, our characters have been through enough to know that if we touch anything in here, something's going to go down.
It'll go diamond in the rough.
Yeah, it's going to do that. And
then eat you.
Yeah, eat us, and then, we're going to get trapped in a cavern.
Ulseth's going to grab that armor.
Now, what I was going to suggest is we can get a mulligan, and we can, without touching it, do legend lore on the armor.
What's the casting time?
10 minutes.
I doubt anyone's gonna come up here, but we probably shouldn't linger super long.
There's so much stuff.
But we only get one. It's
Well,
like that
one
scene in
now.
Cabin in the
Well,
You
Woods.
get one for this session.
You get one for the session that
And then
I can go
stuff will
into
happen.
and describe. Coming up here sets off a series of events that we don't have enough time to resolve tonight. But
Like getting out.
I can, talk about one thing that interests you in the room. Doesn't have to be the magic armor or something in the chest. It could be the desk, or you could try to look to a safe or something. But you only got time for one. I've given you a pretty good description of what's in the room.
Good armor for ulseth could be useful because he keeps dying on us
Yeah,
when we do
Ulseth,
combat.
Just grab
Oh,
the
and by the way, this room, unlike the previous, which had been lit by more conventional sort of magical chandeliers, says ever-burning torches up here.
Oh, are they?
So it's a little bit more of an eerie glow.
Are they magical or fervent?
Oh, they're magical.
magic.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. You haven't seen any fervent tech installed since you entered Costeria.
Okay, that's right. They're not into that because they have magic.
Do I sense anything in any of the chests that elicits sort of a sense of fey magic?
Yeah.
Okay, I'll check that chest.
Everyone okay with looking at Fae stuff?
Oh, it's only one for the whole group.
Yep.
Oh.
Got time for one for the group.
So there is something that would interest each of us, but not something that
Well,
interests all of us.
let's focus on the
I mean, hey,
armor for now.
interests all of you is... I don't know what you guys are thinking. I'm going to be really just totally transparent. There's a lot of stuff in this room. And there's story and progress and information and treasures galore up here. You guys founded Tashiranin Stronghold from one of their 3 leaders. A
So,
bunch of stuff. You guys are level 9.
yeah,
Rewards get big, and so do the battles.
yeah. Why don't we go for the armor? That's obviously the best thing.
Is there anything that would...
Is there big flashing arrows pointing to like best item right here?
When you say
Bard Badger, check this out.
when you say divine magic is on that armor, are you talking like cleric magic, or are you talking like what we saw with like the pick, or
That one.
so it's like god magic is on that armor?
Same kind of stuff that's holding him like that.
Yeah. Like if
So if
I
I wear it, I will turn back to.
so if I look at 9s and
This
I look
is-
at that, I'm like it's 2 9s.
It's the same picture.
These are the same.
Well, actually, that's an interesting question. Can I get with detect magic's probably too limited of a spell to see like the flavor of that divine magic and that like different gods?
No, there's a potent enough aura where,
Like that's very fuchsia, and this armor is very cyan.
yeah. So,
I'm just curious.
no, I think that there's probably enough flavor here, enough of a powerful magic here where detect magic could get the vibe, and you could probably tell, although they're not, you think that the gods are all a fragmented reflection of one in your belief. So
you can just tell me they're different than the one that Nines is on. That's fine.
Yeah, you don't know what nine. You can't tell
god
like
is messing
which
with nines.
god for sure, because you don't know like what they would be tied to here. But you can tell the aura is sort of like this neon-y green. Okay, well, not that this will mean anything to the audience watching here, but actually, it's like our background that just changed. I just moved it to a green. It was blue. It's like in between that green and then the green screens behind us.
That's pretty green.
Yeah, it's really green, almost sick green. Whereas the armor radiates in this sort of yellow and pink, fuchsia-y sort of. It's shifting, right?
Does that make it more powerful than green or not?
This isn't like...
Yeah, I'm just getting... But it's clearly a different divine entity, is my main...
It is clearly a different divine entity. The colors on this are sort of like...
Fey magic?
Miami Deco kind of colors.
Gotcha.
You know, that sort of vibe coming off of here. It has nothing to do with Miami or Florida or that, but those are the colors that are sort of coming up here.
Okay, well,
also...
if it is okay with you, I would like to learn more about this armor.
Yeah, that's obviously the one that's like the number one thing here.
Okay.
Okay.
Now, before we go further...
You get fancy magic armor, I get turned into a badger. This is a great arc. This is everyone's gained an equal amount of good things to happen to them.
Yeah.
You have a a saxophone created by a god.
Wow, that's...
What color is that saxophone?
It's like, I'm a god. Here's a saxophone.
So the saxophone, it sparkles.
Oh.
It's sparkly. That's what it looks like. It
Wow,
looks
you get a
almost like
godly armor. I
fireworks.
get a sparkly saxophone.
It's bejeweled.
It looks like, looking at it with Detect Magic, it's almost like looking like fireworks going off.
That's the saxophone of a killer.
I think it's a saxophone of a god.
This is,
A killing god.
this is the divine magic of a killer, Bella.
All right, so
Okay.
yeah, let's do the armor.
Now, before I describe it, are you casting your spell?
Legend lore?
Yes.
Do we get more information out of it? Do we unlock a cutscene if I cast the spell?
Okay. It shouldn't be a surprise that you're gonna get more
From the spell that
from
gives you
the
information.
spell, because this is definitely some
Legendary shit.
legendary shit. Okay. That does take time.
10
Well, I have
minutes.
plenty of time.
I'm just thinking,
From a production standpoint, you're gonna hear it. You're gonna get that stuff. But it does take time. And I am keeping track of how long you guys take.
and
to
we're
get
in the
through here.
Forge's personal vault. I feel like identifying stuff comes after the escape.
What if we need to know what it is before he gets the full effect? Because we want the full
But we
effect if
want-
we're going to get attacked by the
What if we
Forge
just want-
in his stronghold where he gets legendary
He
actions.
can't even attune to a cape.
You haven't done that yet? Didn't you do that when you were drunk?
It's gonna take an hour to attune bare minimum. So I think it's just snatchy, grab, run away.
Yeah, that's what we're going to need to do. Is we need to get the key from the people on the floor below us that you ratted
yeah.
out.
Let's say in the city with a very angry Forge after we rob him from his personal.
Yes, in the Thieves Guild.
Yes, because we
Where
stole the
it's safe.
crystal and really cool armor.
And something, and other stuff maybe.
Yeah. And as much other stuff as possible. But
Like you might want the silvery liquid.
so why don't we save the legend lore for after we escape?
Fine, but I peek out the window and I look to see if I see a shifty character like watching this place to see if anyone's casing the joint.
Or a guy with a huge hammer just running up the door.
Do I see a creepy guy just like flipping a coin, doing the
No.
thumb thing or finger thing
You
with
don't
the
see
coin?
anything like that.
Oh, is there just like a juggler? They don't want to be seen, so if you're just a juggler, people ignore you because they don't want to talk to a juggler. I know from personal experience.
Okay.
All right, we take
Save
the
the
armor.
spell.
All right, we save the spell, we grab the armor.
Okay.
Can I actually take it off the stand?
Yeah, you can.
Can you put it on?
You'd have to take your
I'd have
armor
to take
off.
my other
Okay.
armor off. I
This
don't want to
shouldn't-
put it on yet.
This should not be a surprise to anybody. There is an attunement that will take, by game rules alone, a minimum of an hour. And attunements can have, as ulseth has discovered with his cape, attunements don't always have just a I stared at you for an hour sort of process. You can put it on should you want to take off your armor, which takes, again, time. But you can absolutely pick it up
And carry it.
Hey, for all you know, you can attune to it by facing an enemy far stronger than you. So when we run into the forge and he starts beating you, the armor might activate.
And then you get a cool cutscene.
Yeah, you get a cool cutscene, and then it's like Final Fantasy IV.
or Sailor Moon.
I check it out first
Yes.
before I put it on. Do I see anything? I mean, is it just like indeterminate material armor?
I said,
Okay.
don't
Like a
the
full-
markings on the armor mean stuff?
Well, that's what I'm asking. If I
The
if I
markings
see
on the
anything.
armor, not that you were told too much about their meanings by Lonfiran. You know that the markings have ritualistic meaning to them. They convey ideas. On this, you're not sure what the carvings all mean, if they meant anything at all. By holding it, you almost feel, you feel the ages of millennia radiating through it. It's almost like the armor is trying to talk to you.
Like there's an entity in the armor, kind of.
Not necessarily an entity. More like the armor itself has some sort of soul. It feels sad. You feel a great sorrow as you hold the armor.
Oh no, the great sadness of the great darkness.
On the material front, you can tell now that you're holding it that it is definitely made of metal. It's some sort of alloy, something you've never come across. In your brief experience with mithril, you think that it could perhaps be imbued with mithril, but you've also been able to determine this likely isn't only that. What else it is, you can't say.
Maybe dragon bone.
It is incredibly light, given its heft. This is as well armored as the suit that you currently wear. But it is nimble. It flexes like something you've never experienced. You can just tell that it would follow its wearer's movements as something more like a second skin than a bit of clunky clothing. There's a message on the inside. It's short. It says, for Rye, spelled R-I. from
R-Y?
R-I.
For rye?
For Rye. From ill.
Of course. So this is Remarden's armor as a gift from Iltar.
And the forge was hoarding it away.
Well, I absolutely must take this.
Why is it important to your character?
I think Nine should get it.
No, it's not part of my lore.
I feel like Nine should get this piece of loot. He has more DKP.
That is from an era of the internet and games and MMOs
Okay.
that I'm so glad doesn't exist anymore.
So ulseth just starts shaking. I mean, just is overwhelmed by coming to understand what I'm holding. Thank you.
There we
You
go.
know,
Get a little,
I just,
little
I'm just
emotion. There we go.
I can shake myself. How long would it take to switch armor?
With their help,
Yeah.
helping you out,
Oh, that's really a cut.
probably 10 minutes.
Wow.
Can I cast a spell while I do that?
What spell?
Legend lore. I mean, so what I would...
Well, I mean,
So if we're
you
gonna
can't have that many people helping.
Wait,
We
wait.
do have like 4 people.
Do we
in
want to
there.
take time to switch out this armor? It's like 10 minutes. We don't have very much time.
What I would say is if you want to be wearing the armor, you can have Sonara, who is well-versed in putting on and off Tashiranun armor, help you change into it. While the rest of us do our own things in here.
While you look around.
Yeah.
So we'll take the 10 minutes to do further exploration.
We'll be doing other stuff while you're changing. You can be
Right.
casting Legend Lore if you really want to.
Well, if we're gonna be looting the place, I'm gonna
But-
keep looting the place.
Well, yeah, you have 10
But,
minutes
like,
worth of looting.
Holwyn and I are going to need to be opening boxes and chests that are locked. We're going to need to shove everything in that desk into my bag to read later. Stuff like that.
Yeah, so we're going to spend some time up here anyway.
So if you want, why don't you go over by the window and keep watch with Sonara while you get changed.
Okay.
It's pretty advanced armor if it takes 10 minutes.
Plate mail takes a long time to put on.
Yeah,
That's why
if
you need
you've
a squire.
if you've ever
Yeah,
actually
it
seen
is.
someone put on like full plate armor,
There's a lot of buckles.
there's a lot that goes on. And also, interestingly, a lot of people have the idea that plate armor was like the ultimate in protection for, and that's not really how it worked at all. In fact, what we
Chainmail
think
is
of as a
usually-
full suit of armor basically existed for a completely insignificant amount of time
Outside of
With-
ceremonial use. like-
within actual combat, because the same time that they started making armor that could be protective enough in that style without also crushing your body while you're wearing it and making it totally useless,
we got guns.
we got guns. And they absolutely were used together on the battlefield. There are a fair number of examples. One of them is at the Chicago Institute of Art.
Oh yeah, that armor with the bullet. Like, is it a hole or a glance
It's a divot.
divot?
Yeah, the bullet did not pierce the armor. These
Oh, that
were
one sounds worse.
these were. It's very likely the person certainly felt the impact, but I mean, it fully stopped the bullet, which was, it was a non-rifled musket ball. So. Yeah, it actually takes a very long time to put on this armor. It's generally impractical, but in fantasy settings, it's what everyone thinks of, and so we have a whole lot of
Well, also,
imagination associated with
this
it.
is made out of some sort of ultra lightweight, like
This is
lighter
made
than
out-
aluminum.
This is made out of stuff that just doesn't exist.
Fantasy.
It's fantasy magic nonsense.
fantasy mithril orichalcum.
Yeah.
I'm just going to assume that after he puts it on one time, it just
Or
like
you cockaboos.
it just like folds on like Iron Man armor. And then we're like, well, ulseth, what's happening? He's just like nanotech.
That's the Royal Guard armor. In
Yeah, we've seen that.
Now, this armor, so you are clear. If you are wearing all of it, it includes a helm.
so you can't
so
wear
I
the
lose
fervent
my
armor.
fervent helm.
Helm.
Yeah, this
Is the helm look cool though?
on
Like,
Ramardan's armor.
yeah, has I got like a full horse standing on top?
On a range from Power Rangers
mean,
to Power Rangers Dino Thunder.
Is there like you know how like they get like really sculptural on the helmets later, like so you have like a whole horse on top of the helm with a centaur riding that horse.
So the helm, it has well, I think actually the design for
Rabbit ears.
no, it's got like well, it has wings. Make
Sort of like the winged helmet.
no, not quite. Make a
Nature check.
make a nature check.
23.
They're wings of a dove.
You got dove wings on your head.
There is a dove that's over the brow, and the wings are folded down to form the sides of the helm.
Oh, very
Oh, like that.
Yeah,
Sort of like those like Vikings.
sort of like that. Yeah, and the dove is holding a branch in its mouth.
So does this have boots too? Do I lose my boots of elven kind?
Well, it doesn't have boots. It certainly has leg guards. There are chausses with this, but it does not replace your boots.
So what do I lose when I give up my fervent helm?
I think some AC and like perception stuff.
Yeah, there should be, if I
Oh,
remember
it's
the
a
item
bonus to
correctly,
Perception.
I think it's a flat bonus to perception that you get, and either that or it
I
allows
can
you to
pull
be
it up.
proficient with it. I forget at the moment, but you will lose that when you put on the helm because, well, you won't be wearing it anymore.
+1 AC, +1 perception and investigation.
So
Negates movement penalties from non-magical difficult terrain.
But I would lose that.
Yeah.
Okay. Yep. I'm willing to do that.
okay,
Give the helm to 9s.
What?
Put it on your head.
It's just like a collar and it goes.
it actually does fit you. It conforms to your shape,
Oh, good.
so you can wear that. Weirdly, makes you a little Badger Power Ranger.
Just on the head though.
Just on the head.
Does it go over the hat?
Under the hat.
Yeah,
it goes like under the hat, and like it just
yeah.
So it's just
It
like
just-
slides under.
it works. It
It
just works.
Okay.
So when we get back, he's
I know,
gonna be
do
changing.
I know how this changes my stats, like my AC?
Probably worry about it when we get back.
For all intents and purposes, this is considered full plate armor
Okay.
as far as its AC bonus. You do not suffer the stealth bonus or negatives,
Oh, so I actually get
From
plus
this-
1 to stealth.
Yeah,
and
you'll
that's
get-
from just its craftsmanship.
So
That
you-
is not a magical effect. That's its craftsmanship.
So you'll get advantage with your boots instead of just equal.
Yeah.
So basically, I lose 1.
It's
AC.
like It's like some sort of mithril plate mail, but like extra,
Yeah.
without any of its magic activated.
The last thing that you notice as you start donning this armor,
The silent alarm
Is
going
that-
off.
there is a crack in the chest piece.
We can get that fixed.
And that's where we'll leave tonight. Thanks for watching, everyone. Now, we'll come back and see what else the group can loot from this, crazy stash of goods. And, well, then they're going to figure out how the heck to get out of here with it all. In the meantime, though, stay safe. We love you. Bye-bye.